And it's gonna be so healthy if you just grow it out and don't do anything to it.
Don't do anything to it. And just like
vibe.
Be naked and eat fruit. That's
really the goal.
That's really the goal.
That's really the goal. Like, what's your goal? Naked and eat fruit.
Naked and eat
on a
fruit.
beach, ideally.
Ideally.
I'm Donnie Yuki, and this is The Girls That Get It.
Welcome to another episode of The Girls That Get It. Ooh!
Get it!
Get it! She has it. I would like to just point that out. This is Jolie.
Hello.
Live.
Jolie Live's here.
Is Live your last name?
No, it's Rice.
No way.
Yeah.
I believed it.
No, but yeah, you only know me as Jolie Live.
I like Jolie Live.
Yeah, it fits.
It's
it works.
Live.
Yeah.
I came up with my name, Donnie Yuki, and when I heard Jolie Live, I was like, what was I doing?
Can I steal that?
But this is Jolie Live.
Hello.
She is the host of her own show. It's called Pucker Up. I'm obsessed with it.
You were OG. You were
Yes.
OG
Day
Pucker
one.
Up day one.
Day one. You
I
told me
literally
you were
was like,
launching it, and I was like,
yeah. You right away were a fan.
I was like, sour candy, because I can't handle sour candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
No,
was like,
we know.
People are gonna
Didn't
die.
you try one? You tried one.
I tried the second one because the lemon heads.
You didn't.
I didn't
want.
I didn't want them, but also I've had them before, so I knew what would happen. Yeah. And I wanted to know
a new experience.
if I could overcome that. And
I thought you had level 5. I'm so mad.
I think
you did have level 5.
Because I think you said these ones aren't that bad.
To level 5.
And I put them in my mouth, I spit them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have lied.
Something happened to my nose. It wasn't, I don't know what it is about sour candy because I can't explain it, but that, like jaw clenching, like my jaw didn't even clench. My nose like gave up.
It's a different body part. Some people just move. It's like, it doesn't go, well.
At all.
At all.
I was like, you're a genius. I don't know, Einstein?
You could say and refer to me as Einstein. That's like, your call.
Pablo, like what's happening? Like Picasso, what's happening here? I was like, this is the best idea I've ever heard of. I'm never gonna launch a show. I'm done.
You got it. You already came up with the best idea. You go.
You're done. It's done. Like
it's been created.
When Hot Ones came out, like a lot of people compare your show to Hot Ones.
Yeah. It's like the most common, like, oh, it's Hot Ones but sour candy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yes, exactly.
Like no shame. Yes.
No shame.
It's literally just that with candy.
But like I didn't even think when Hot Ones came out, I was like, there's nothing else you could do that with. Genuinely, that was my thought process. And so when you said, oh, I'm doing a show, it's gonna be called Pucker Up, where guests eat sour candy, I said, what the fuck are you on? What the fuck? Because I've been trying to crack the code.
Yeah, I tried to crack the code for 3 months. I was like, what do I have to do? What it's gonna take? And then I was like, oh my God. And then it was born.
You won.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You're like the best hype woman ever. Like you always have been.
Genuine.
Since the day I met you. You're actually a genuine person. Since I was out there with the freaking, what is it called?
The light.
And you were like, you are amazing. I was like, you don't even know what I'm capable of. Like, this is not what I am.
You were literally
this is not
standing
it.
in the corner, shades on.
Yep.
And you were holding the light reflector. Yeah. And I was like,
God damn it.
This babe, I mean, she's everything everyone needs her to be. I've never seen anyone work harder. Like the shoot would have died without you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I loved you from that day. And then I found out who you were and like what you do. And I was like,
you're like, you should have not been holding the reflector.
Like, how did they find you? Like,
you were like, I think you literally DM'd me. You're like, why were you holding the reflector?
Yeah,
I was like, it was my job. No further comment. If TMZ was asking, I would have no further comment.
That would be it.
No further comment.
Cameras,
We're
cameras,
done.
please.
No more. And delete the fucking photos from the set.
Security. Yeah.
Don't everyone revoke those from the internet.
I was like, because I wanted to post like my day in the life.
Yeah.
You were gonna be like a major part, and I like found you on Instagram, and I was like, I can't. I was like,
I can't do this to her.
She might block me.
Yeah.
Because like you definitely, I feel like people show up to work, like if I were like, I don't know, working at like Target or Starbucks, or even like I used to work at Nordstrom.
Yeah.
Aside from being, even as a makeup artist, when I worked at MAC, I showed up as a MAC makeup artist, but I still show up better in real life than I ever show up at work. and that's what you gave.
Yeah.
And I was like, even when I followed
And I had a flight after that shoot.
that's crazy.
Like to do more of that in Austin. So it was like one of those things, like I was like, I got up at 4, like this is the best we're gonna get. Yeah. But I remember though that you, like when I met you, you were just so freaking nice, and you brought all the energy. I'm not saying this to hype you up on your podcast, but you brought all the energy to the shoot, and me and Julia talked about you for like an hour afterwards, like how fucking awesome you were and how cool you were.
That's so amazing.
And then we looked you up, and she's like, oh, she's actually like clouded. Like she does like makeup for all these athletes.
That's so amazing.
We did not just befriended you because of your clout with athletes, but you were actually like cool, and you're cool. You know?
Thank you. That means so much because, you know, I struggle with growing my following because to grow your following, you have to post. And you have to like talk to people. So I'm like, you know, like I'm also like by myself. So I'm my own negotiator. I'm my own like agent. I do everything by myself. And then I also want to make sure that when these girls show up on set, they're having a blast and they're having a great time. That takes a lot of energy out of me. Because I'd rather just sit on this couch.
I think the only reason Naomi was actually that comfortable was because you were there.
Me too.
Like dead ass. Like I think she only did that good because you were there.
That's
the girls that get it.
That needs to go down in the record books because this is what I keep telling these brands. I'm like, listen, if you want to have a good shoot, just hire me. I don't even have to be the makeup artist, although I will critique. I will do the makeup. I will do the makeup. But you should hire me. My price isn't just my price because you're the brand. Amazing makeup artist. I literally give life. Yeah. Like, you're getting me and makeup. You're getting me and the makeup. Right. I feel like, come on, like, you know, you have to pay the big bucks. Yeah. And I definitely feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, like, you know, it only works with athletes that you know. I didn't know Naomi. Yeah, I was going to say, you also didn't know her. And we didn't talk much, and we had like a, you know, like just a normal personal conversation about her playing and everything, but we didn't talk much about when I was doing her makeup. It was really just the vibes and energy, the vibes afterwards, the way that she looked and felt about herself. Yeah. And I think our conversation was vulnerable because she was able to be like, this about my ex, about my baby hairs, and this about, you know, felt comfortable enough to tell you what she wanted, what she really needed to feel confident on the shoot. Right. And then also seeing herself, she was like, this is me. Yeah. And that's what I keep telling people, like, I do have a kit for, you know, glam and stuff. I'm doing a wedding this weekend, but like what I really enjoy is just making people look gorgeous, feel good, but like they're athletes, so I still want them to look like if they need to kick a ball, they can kick a ball. Like I don't want it to look like it doesn't add up. Where are these lashes coming from? She does not look like that on the court. Ever. You know what I mean? So like I definitely felt like really good about that shoot, and I sometimes like get nervous with myself because I'm like, am I doing something wrong or am I making this up in my head? So it was really good to hear. Yeah. No, I'm making it up. No, you're not making it up. We all talked about it, like I said, for like an hour afterwards. That makes me feel so good. Yeah. Because also, like, they were doing the product shoot or whatever, and it's like, we were in charge of also making sure she looked good on that thing. True. So it's like the fact that you made her, like, because we were video, they were pictures. Yeah. So like we needed her energy of all this stuff, and you got that up for the video content that we needed to get. So like it was a blessing that you were there. Yeah, and I also like the feeling of doing that as well. Yeah. Like being like there was a moment I have on my phone where I go, the girls that get it, and everyone goes, no, I wasn't the girls that get it. I said Donnie did it, and everyone goes, Donnie did it. And like it just gave her like that extra boost of energy to like get through. I really loved, and it was in San Diego. Yeah. Who's complaining? No one. And it was a great morning. It was a little bit windy, but the wind was a lot. Low-key was kicking your ass. Yeah. Yeah. But you were fighting back. Like, the wind was working hard, but you were working harder. I was working harder. Usually the case. People are working against me, but I'm working harder. I'm working harder. So don't even. That was amazing. I'm glad that we met that way. And I just felt like, even like when I followed you, I was like, is she gonna follow me back? Cause like, well, but also I feel like, yes, having Ray and Pucker Up, like, and having you go, like, that was like
a great coincidence because I think like Callie hooked me up with Lexi. Lexi couldn't do it because she was sick.
Yeah.
So then I think you or someone told me to have Ray, but you were the shoot with Ray. And I literally was telling Carly, my best friend and roommate, before, because she's like, what podcast are you doing? And I was telling her about it, and she's like, how did you meet her? And I was like, I swear to God, like I owe her for having Pucker Up be so good with Ray, because the only reason Ray was happy and excited was the second she saw you when she walked inside the door.
True.
And Ray was like my fourth shoe. When she was like one of the first ones though, when the rules were like fine-tuned, because like the ones before that with Lolo and Carson and stuff, like I didn't have rules.
Friends.
Yeah, and they're my friends. It's
so
way more comfortable.
Easier. Yeah. No.
But like I didn't know Ray, and like the
Yeah.
second she saw you, she lit up and was like, "Yep, we're good."
Yeah.
I'm like, thank fucking God, like
That's
she was
my
there.
biggest thing. I feel like when people like, especially doing things like this, like you've worked with celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't. And I mean, like I've done their makeup, but like to ask them questions, and you're asking
Asking questions.
asking questions. You ask questions, and I'm like, yikes.
Yeah.
I feel the sourness in my mouth. I'm like, eat another one.
You're like, please don't answer, just eat another one. And then they answer.
And you're just sitting there like,
I'm like,
you're like, I asked that question.
Yeah.
You don't skip in your voice. You don't stutter. You don't look at the card and go like, like you literally, and you'll be like, no, that question's coming up. We have questions for that. It's coming up.
we're gonna address that. Don't you worry.
Threat, but threat. So like,
That's funny.
I even now thinking about it, I'm like, I struggle with the idea, because so many people have reached out to want to be on this podcast, which is really exciting. And I struggle with the idea of asking them anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now, like, even like watching your podcast and knowing you, it's not a podcast. Actually, let's unpack that.
See, the thing is though, I didn't even, could have kept going in your sense, I wouldn't have corrected you. Because it's just like, this point, everybody calls it a podcast.
Everybody calls it a podcast.
Yeah.
You can only see it on YouTube.
It's only on YouTube. I want to sell it to like a network, but it's only on YouTube, and then I clip it for socials, which everything lives on socials. But you can only watch the full episode on YouTube. It's the only place it's available.
And
no audio.
Every time I go to watch your stuff or listen or whatever, I always go to YouTube. I've never even tried to find it.
I think it's because people understand, like even randoms that find the show because of like they're scrolling TikTok and like, oh, I want to see the whole clip or like what more she says. They automatically go to YouTube because they're eating. Because you wouldn't think, let me go pull up the audio
and listen.
Because you can see like stuff in their mouth and like listen. Like it's like, no, let me go find the clip on YouTube.
Yeah, and for some reason, I don't know if it's like society has trained us.
I think it is society, because it's like if two people are talking in a recorded like situation, you just assume podcast. Because everyone has a podcast.
Everyone has a podcast. That was one reason why I almost didn't do a podcast, because I was like, I don't want to be like everyone. Then I realized that nobody has a podcast like me.
Yeah.
So and all these men are talking about sports, and I'm like,
no, you don't even.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Actually,
let me have a voice.
I was like, you know what? I'm free.
Yeah. Actually, I have a camera.
I have a camera. I have time. I'll do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the real reason. That, and then also watching you on your show, just like your confidence, everything. Like you are the queen of manifesting everything. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Really quickly, I do want to play a game.
Okay. I love a good game. It's more or less attention on me. I'll play a game.
It is Pucker Up. And these are questions that I thought of over like the moment I asked you to come on, and you said yes. Actually, one of them I thought of before then. I just was like, how am I ever gonna ask her?
Yeah. Oh God.
So we're gonna make a candy salad. So
I was so happy that you had candy here. Like I eat so much candy you don't understand. I've usually had like a couple pieces of candy by noon.
See, it's already happening.
No, it's not even sour. The gummies aren't.
The gummies aren't, actually.
They're so good though. I love the gummies.
I had a Skittle.
I was like, what did you have that's making you pucker up? A Skittle?
You need to launch candy so I can order it.
I know.
Bring you back and then torture you with your own candy. Okay. Question number 1. Nervous.
So am I. I have to answer.
What was your least favorite episode to shoot and why?
Let me think. Because there's obviously one in my head, but I cannot say it.
Yeah.
But
That's why I wrote it.
That's me on my own show.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the only ones that I would say more so are hard for me to shoot is if I do a lot of research. Like,
that's true.
I'll sit there and like people will always ask like, how do you find like the deepest, darkest secrets like on their life? And I'm like, because I find that like I can find anything on the internet.
Next question.
Okay.
Okay, this one's like really for me.
Great.
I've been watching a lot of Dance Moms.
Okay.
I've been watching so much.
It's just about Abby Lee Miller.
And I definitely have my feelings and sentiments about Abby. I'm not saying I don't.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know if you had an unpopular opinion about her.
Unpopular. I love Abby.
I guess that is unpopular.
She's literally the nicest. She's a yapper. She loves to talk, which I love. I love a talker.
Me too.
Like if you yap, I don't have to yap. So I love it. I love a yapper.
Yeah.
So nice to me. Oh, like pucker ups my entire life.
Yeah.
Like the willingness to, I would love to try your candy. Automatically 10 points.
Yeah.
Like, and she talked to us like off the record or like whatever, just kind of about her experiences and like how it has been in LA. She's known a couple people I've interviewed that have been on Dance Moms. So it's like we related over that. But like I'm a big person is like you can't base like obviously with Dance Moms like shows like that are scripted, like let's be honest, like she was
very
like
scripted.
I'm sure like told to say so many things, like I don't know, I can't confirm or deny that, but like
I can confirm because I'm losing my mind right now. They were told to like pick certain fights and with each other and with Abby.
Exactly.
Miss Abby.
Miss Abby.
I love that they call her Miss Abby. But yeah.
But like I don't like to judge based on, because like in LA, everybody has opinions to say about other people. And it's like, it's never half the time true. Yeah. Like there's so many people I'll meet on Pucker Up or interview and I'm like, they're the nicest person ever. Like why are random people saying, you have to meet the person yourself, I find in LA. So like with Abby, obviously there's all this stuff about like, is she the villain? Is she the hero? Blah, 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 all this stuff. But based off my experience and how amazing she was to me, loved the candy, took the candy home with her, like asked, like wanted to talk to us for like an hour after the clips like that we took or whatever. Like, I guess unpopular because a lot of people replied to my story and were like, was she actually nice to you? I'm like, yes. She ate the candy. Like, if anything, I wasn't nice to her, like making her eat that candy. So I feel like maybe unpopular is like, she's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
She's so nice.
That is a good unpopular.
Yeah. But also like I'm talking about her like what, 10, 20 years or however long after Dance Moms. Like that can change you. Like you can be like
she's gone through a lot too.
Exactly. And like just I would say like she treated me well. And my producer and my manager, so
that's good to hear.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of like their standards and stuff, it's like you have to be so gentle and stuff, and like you obviously still do, but it's like it's still life. Like you still have to coach. Like and like if you want to be a star athlete one day, learn the structure of the sport.
Look at you guys.
Yeah. You know? If I had a kid, I'd be like, no, do it again.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna get half-assed it. Go out there and run your sprint.
That's literally what Beyonce said at one of her, I think the one that she did for Beachella. In the like little document thing, she was like, we're not going home till you guys get it right. These are adults. So like if they didn't have the training as kids, as dancers, when they got to Beyonce and Beyonce says we're not going home.
You're not going home.
File for lawsuit. Like it's going crazy instead of being like, like Beyonce just wants
you to do good.
Out of us. Yeah. So
like God forbid you want perfection.
God forbid.
God forbid. Like sorry, I want you to get it right.
Sorry. Like, God forbid everybody's gonna be watching me and if you fall.
Right.
They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
I have bad dancers. Like, no, get it right. You're staying till midnight.
You're staying till midnight. You're not going home. Okay. My last question, my final question.
Okay.
This is for Ray Burrell.
I love Ray. I love Miss Ray.
This is for her episode. This is a little bit of redemption.
Oh God.
It's the same question she asked.
Oh God.
And I want the answer at the time that she asked you. Do you remember the question? Because I wrote it.
Who's the last person you hooked up with?
I actually didn't think you remember. You know how many questions?
Yeah, I remember everything from every episode.
That is so
because that one was like she literally threw my own game in my face.
That was crazy. So who was it?
I'll give you tea. I couldn't say it then. I couldn't say it now. I literally get sued. But
Please.
but
Live.
when was that? It was
July. End of July.
no. It was Ray's was July.
July 31st.
That who it was lasted until October.
Okay.
But it was also started in October.
It started in...
It started the October before the July,
Okay,
before,
so
and then that was July, ended the next October.
Got you.
And it was the only person that I was with that entire time.
That's good.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
I'm very like...
For him.
Yeah, definitely for him. I'm very like, I only like one person at a time.
Yeah,
like I
me
cannot
too. I don't know
I
how.
can't mentally take on more than one person because they're already a disaster. Like men are insane.
Men are insane.
Like
and
dealing with one that you're not even actually dating is like, literally jump off a cliff. So that was that. But but it was it lasted until, that's tea though, because I don't tell anybody anything, but July to October.
Wow.
I'll tell you when the cameras are off, which I know people do that to me on Pucker Up all the time and it's so annoying. But you can get the tea, but I get sued.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that like, I feel like most of my friendships, we all have exes that essentially.
Can't say their name.
We can't say anything.
Literally can't.
As far as I'm concerned, I've never dated.
Yeah. I've never been with anybody. As far as I'm concerned, that was a lie.
I feel like we talked a little bit about you. We talked about Pucker Up and the journey and everything like that. But we didn't really talk about how, at least not on camera, I don't think, we didn't really talk about your journey to Pucker Up. So I met you at Goat Farm Media. There's like a bit of a story before that. You were interviewing.
Yeah.
All right, can you say who you were working for?
Oh yeah, so like with Goat Farm, I did Sports Illustrated Swim, and everything ties into Pucker Up because it aged me so much and matured me. But pretty much before Pucker Up was born, I had a job which was like obviously great, built me so many connections, but I did Sports Illustrated Swim. Gotcha. And I was obsessed thinking I wanted to do Erin Andrews, like interview athletes, sideline. That was my dream prior to Pucker Up. So like a couple like years or months before like I came up with it, that was my like goal. So when I did Sports Illustrated Swim, I met the Goat Farm team at the time. And I was like, oh, like they got hired to do SI Swim, but they interview the top athletes. They were Athletes First, who's like the top agency in the world for athletes. They negotiate all the contracts and stuff. And I was like, I want to work with Goat Farm. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do Sports Illustrated Swim and then write to Scotty, who created Goat Farm. Like so much respect. I literally love Scotty to death. He's the best man ever. And so I wrote him an email and was like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I would love to work for Goat Farm. I just got done with SI Swim, which you filmed, and all this stuff. And so basically kind of like manifested that. Like I'll manifest it as in like I speak it into existence, but I'm doing everything to make it happen.
Listen, I'm on energy drinks. You know what I'm saying? Every day.
Like literally drinking.
Sleep is gone.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm doing this on no drugs. I'm doing it on a drug.
Yeah.
Energy drinks.
I am.
I am. I will like wake up in the middle of the night and text my team an idea that has nothing to do with like the next episode.
So like, are you sleeping? Like, no.
We need to know this though. Like, I'm up because I can't sleep until we know this and we can
do it
and make it into something.
Exactly.
And people are like, please go to sleep. No.
They're like, stop talking. I'm sleeping. You should be sleeping.
You should be sleeping, right?
Well, I'm not sleeping. Everyone's awake.
Everyone should be up. If I'm up, everyone should just be up.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, that's how I feel too. Like when I say I'm manifesting, that is actually what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Not sleeping.
I'm working. Like manifesting is code for I'm working my ass off and I might jump off a cliff soon. That's what manifesting really is.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So basically wrote emails or whatever, started like doing freelance stuff for Goat Farm because they weren't hiring full time. I wanted full time, but they just weren't hiring full time. So hence how I met you, did a couple other things, flew to Austin after the shoot with Naomi and stuff like that. So like obviously we went through Goat Farm and then I quit my job and was like, Goat Farm still wasn't hiring full time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't wait around for a job. Like I've already waited like a year. And it's like, if they're not hiring, I can't help that.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I cannot stay in my job that I'm in.
It was over.
It was done. Like the time was up. Like it was time to grow myself. Like it hit that point, which I wanted to do with Goat Farm. But again, like there was no opportunity there like for full time. And I live in LA. I need a job. I need income.
One.
I need money. So can't just like, go like, I'll find something. Like I have to have something before I quit my job. So I started Pucker Up. And originally, which I haven't really told people, I might have told you at some point. Hence, like why Ray was on there and Amon Ra, St. Brown was on there at the beginning is because I wanted to quit to just have athletes.
I know.
Like it was gonna be a full blown, like the biggest athlete show. Was gonna take me to to be the next Erin Andrews.
Period.
All this stuff. And then I started doing it, couldn't book guests to save my life. Like I know Amon Ra personally, and I know all his friends. It was a favor. Like Amon Ra like charges a lot of money to do appearances and stuff. Like he helped me out as a friend. So thankful for him and all his friends, like for him being on Pucker Up. Ray, honestly, favor. Lexi told her to do it probably. So it's like word of mouth. Like I knew Callie, they're friends with Callie.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things like the athletes were a friend of a friend type thing in the beginning. But then I was like, I can't
to pull like athletes.
Right. It's hard. Like and they charge. Like athletes charge.
Insane.
Yeah.
I'm friends with agents and I'm not telling them about this.
Right.
Because I'm like, I can't afford
your 10K fee.
Can't afford you.
Yeah.
I literally I hang out with your clients all the time.
All the time. Like we're in the club together.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna charge me 20K. I'm literally watching your shake ass.
Like
what's going on? What's going on?
Literally, they're over my apartment all the time.
Yeah. So like they're here. They're already here.
They're already here.
I'm not paying you $10,000. I'm sorry.
Insane.
I also can't. I'm broke. So I was broke bitch at the beginning of Pucker Up. Right. So it was like, I can't really afford you anyways. So it's like, please, like on my knees begging, please, 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 just eat candy. It's a vibe. Like,
it's
please.
a vibe.
It's a vibe. You'll have fun. Obviously didn't work with just athletes. I was like, I have to revamp the entire thing. I had a midlife crisis, like bawling my eyes out, obviously, as one does when you start a business.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God. So I was in Long Beach with my mom. She was visiting. I don't know why we stayed in Long Beach, but we were in Long Beach. We were in Long Beach. My sister was there. I was on the couch having a fucking crisis. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, no one wants to be in Pucker Up. No one's going to be on Pucker Up. It's going to fail. I can't do this. And then my mom was like, you got this. Like, let's just think about it. And I was like, I just need it to be silent for a second. And then I was like, this is what I need to do. And so I sent out a million emails, like revamped the entire process of booking people, and then all of a sudden was busy from that day on.
That's crazy.
Just because I reworked what I learned in my old job and applied it instead of the athlete route, applied it in the entertainment route. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it started picking up. And then I was like, okay, now I have something in my hands. Like I was so close to quitting. Like it was like no joke. So I don't remember the original question that you asked me, but
just your journey like this. I mean,
my journey. So basically the reason the whole athlete thing didn't work out is because, and how Pucker Up really started taking off is because I completely revamped and scratched the athlete idea. But it's funny because now, like a year later after Pucker Up, I want nothing to do with sports. I would love to like get hired for like some freelance work with like ESPN or whatever. Like it's still amazing. I know everything about football. That's like my sport.
Yeah,
like know all the players, all the teams. Like I know everything about football because I'm never gonna lose that. I love going to the games and stuff like that. But now my like dream job and everything is Good Morning America, which wasn't really the vision. It was Erin Andrews type shit, like Fox and like being on a sports network. Like I don't want that at all. Like I want like Good Morning America, and that's like my dream thing.
It's gonna happen.
But the thing is, like I would have never ever known that. I would have just kept chasing sports probably and been sick of it. And like it's normal to like have rough days and bad days. But it's like no, like that wasn't my passion. Like I just thought I liked it, and I still do. But I Pucker Up completely. Like changed my life in a sense of like everything else, and like it's my favorite thing ever to do. But it also completely taught me everything about myself. And the ending it with that guy. That's what you about. Ending it with a guy that you're like in love with. Yeah. Makes you heal.
It revamps your entire
literally revamps the way of thinking. And like once you cut that out, it's like, oh, I have so much more time. So it's all that time went into Pucker Up and like learning about me. So it was like a whole like Pucker Up completely changed because I would have chased sports probably for the next like 15 years.
Well, it sounds like the Girls That Get It is actually going to switch on over to... It's
going to be like the darkest stories from like normal people.
Like, we don't want athletes anymore. No, I think I came from the entertainment industry. Yeah. So I did fashion, and I moved out here and did entertainment, like celebrities and stuff, and I hated it.
Yeah.
I think it's also even like the switch. Athletes are very secretive.
Yeah, they are.
So like it was like, oh my God, this is amazing that you're doing this.
Yeah.
You're blonde, you have blue eyes. They might talk to you.
Yeah.
They might actually open up, but athletes are still very secretive. I'm happy about like what's happening in like the W space and everything like that. It's really opening up to like be more like, this is who I am, and like people are starting to speak up with their chest in women's sports. I'm hoping that does shift, but I also like when you were like doing athletes, I definitely was like, man, like they're gonna be eating a lot of sour candy.
Yes, a lot. Yeah.
And I think that like with that, celebrities are like more open to it, be like, this is my opportunity.
And you need, like, the thing is, Scotty at Goat Farm made such a good point one day. We were sitting there and like, this was after I had already switched over to entertainment people, but he was like, athletes don't have to talk. Like, they can do interviews, but their highlight tape and like what makes them famous is how they play. So like, they do not need interviews to keep them famous. Like how they perform. Like literally, CJ Stroud hardly does interviews, but he's so famous. Yeah. But it's because he's so good and he changed the Texans. Like, has all the story. They will do media on him regardless. He could never do a press conference and he'd still be just as famous as he is.
I don't think I know what he sounds like actually.
Exactly. But you know CJ Stroud.
I know how he played.
Right. So it's like same with like Caitlin Clark, could never do an interview, but she would be she'd be just as famous because of how she plays in the highlights. They don't have to be there. Yeah. But with celebrities, and I'm not saying like some don't ever have to do press, like Olivia Rodrigo never has to do press. She'll be just as famous. But like you stay relevant from interviews and press and like people like posting your clips on TikTok and stuff and like what you say. And seeing your personality, because also acting, you act not like yourself. So you have to be famous because they appreciate like you outside of your character.
Yeah. But I have a question for you. Who is your favorite football team? You're really into football. Like, I've seen you in a dress watching a football game.
Yes, you remember that. That was Fashion Week last year.
Yes. Iconic.
Who was playing at the time? I don't know. That video was so cute.
That video was so cute.
See, I posted on TikTok. It didn't pop off because it's just me. That should pop off.
I feel like all your videos that are just you, I'm like,
they're like, everyone's else like not interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, girl.
Like, why?
Where's the sour candy?
They're like, where's the tea? I'm like, oh, can I not live? Sometimes it's drama free.
Sometimes it's just a cute dress.
Sometimes it's just me watching football in a cute dress. Jesus. But yes, so I'm a players girl. Mm-hmm. I like specific players. Like,
that's fair.
And so I don't like have a specific team, but whatever player like of the season, it changes all the time, that like I'll be a fan and watch all of their games because I want to see. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm a fan of, I guess, that team. Mm-hmm. But I would say, who would it be like if I had to choose right now? I love Justin Jefferson. He got extended today. Highest paid non-NFL QB. But I don't like the Vikings. But like I do because Justin Jefferson's on the team. Wow. So I would say Justin Jefferson. Last year I didn't want Kansas City because I was so sick of the I like underdogs to win. I don't care about the Taylor Swift or Travis. Like, they're cute. Like, I'm not saying I don't like Kansas City because of all of that stuff. I just like an underdog. Like, Kansas City winning every year is boring. It is. Because it's just like, give somebody else a shot. I wanted the Texans because of CJ. I like CJ Stroud and I like his story, and because like he was honestly the underdog, like never won the Heisman, like got the shit end of the stick, I feel like. So like, love the Texans and what he did for the program. I like Tank Dell. Stephon Diggs is now with the Texans, and I love Stephon, which I know is an unpopular opinion of yours because I remember the tea from the story. But anyways, I posted a story and she came up my neck because I interviewed Stephon because apparently, like, off the field, he's not that great of a guy. But anyways, he's going to the Texans, and I do like him.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that he has a fan.
Yeah. But who else? Yeah, so like, it just depends on a player of the season that I like to watch. Awesome. Or if I think someone's cute, I'll watch that team.
Yeah, so, awesome. Yeah,
depends.
not a huge fan of Steph.
The rubbing the pillow.
It's fine though. Like, he'll never see this. I really love, like, even like with the Taylor Swift thing, the women who support the NFL now are fans of Taylor who like, it doesn't matter what Taylor does, they're gonna love her. Yeah. And I really want women athletes to have that because men athletes do not. They have, you messed up my parlay. Please don't come here. Please, we don't
Exactly.
have enough money for, like, we don't have enough money for security. So please, like, like, we just want love and peace and happiness and friendship bracelets. So hopefully that's kind of like what happens. That's my whole passion. Like, it's just to have that.
No, you're gonna kill it. I mean, like we said with Ray and Naomi, like you were the ones that made them comfortable. Like you're just gonna bring that to the podcast. Like they might not be full glam, but but they're getting the brand side of, or like the comfortable side of you.
Yeah.
So
and I like this side of me.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
You might like it better.
Hey, listen.
Like you don't know. You just wait.
I'll be like, hi, yes, I'm actually
I don't
not
do
a
makeup. I'm not a makeup artist.
I'm not a makeup artist. I am a podcaster.
Yeah. I'm a podcast host. Didn't you do makeup? No.
No.
Was never me.
It was never
That's
me.
not mine.
And like, I feel like I got like a lot from you.
Yeah.
Which is like really good. Like you came prepared.
I did. I know. I tried because I want people to spill the tea. I didn't drop names, but I'll drop them after. But
Period.
Period. The girls that get it,
Get
it.